everybody, it's Steve here from Soundbite. I hope you're well. I'm here with another homemade lockdown video talking to you about events and sustainability. So in this video I'm giving you some ideas on how to reduce your event's environmental impact by reducing carbon emissions as a result of travel. Now, whilst many events are not happening at the moment, I do believe they'll be back soon. However, I do also believe that event planners will be looking at ways to reduce the environmental impact of their events. I also believe that there's going to be much more of an appetite for collective action against climate change from companies and individuals following COVID-19 than there was perhaps before. So the biggest contributor to carbon emissions at events is travel. Now, some surveys suggest that travel can account for up to 80 to 90% of carbon emissions, with the biggest culprit being air travel. But also, when you have an event, say with 200 delegates or so, there is a potential for up to 200 trips and car journeys to be made. Now, if every event that takes place each year in the UK worked to reduce this, there would be considerable impacts on savings of carbon emissions. So you may consider that your delegate's choice of travel to your event is out of your control. However, here are some ideas to give your delegates choice and encourage behaviour change. So when starting to plan your event, start with your event's location most importantly. Choose a venue that is close to where the majority of your delegates are based. Secondly, choose a venue that is as close to transport hubs as possible, for example, walking distance from major train stations or airports. And if your event is running over multiple days, make sure it has accommodation or accommodation is available within walking distance. And lastly, choose a venue that is close to local bars and restaurants. Delegates will then be able to access local amenities easily without additional taxi journeys, especially if they're staying overnight. Now, you may want to run your event at a venue that is out of town. For example, at a country hotel, for the obvious benefits this brings. Now, places like this, car travel is essential. So, in which case, I suggest the following. If it's an internal conference for staff, then organise shared coach travel from your offices to avoid delegates travelling by car. Now, if that's not possible, then simply encourage car sharings through incentives such as discounts of tickets or other incentives. Now, as I mentioned at the start of this video, that air travel can be the biggest culprit on event emissions. So an obvious way of reducing this is by giving your delegates the option of watching and participating in your event remotely. So do consider broadcasting your conference via web streaming. Web streaming will be discussed further in the next video. So just by thinking and taking these steps and giving your delegates options and raising their awareness will help strengthen your company's reputation, and it will have a much wider impact beyond your event. So thank you again for watching. Do comment and share ideas wherever you're watching this. Stay well, stay happy, stay safe, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.